Since the last century, China has been very backward in technologies such as shipbuilding. However, after the end of World War II, China also began to actively promote technological development. In just a few decades, China's shipbuilding technology can compete with South Korea, Japan, and other countries for the world's leading position, forming a pattern of two powers competing for hegemony. Some experts even predict that China may dominate the global shipbuilding industry by 2024. However, a surprising thing happened recently. South Korea actually ordered 22 large transport ships from China, with a total value of about $2.7 billion. Such changes have caused some discussion, and some people even think that this is the loss of South Korea's shipbuilding industry to China. So why did South Korea order transport ships from China? How did China's shipbuilding industry develop? If you like our video content, please click to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can receive all our latest video content. Now, let's get into today's topic. In the 1980s, South Korea's shipbuilding industry began to show a strong momentum of development. By 2000, they had successfully surpassed Japan and became the leading country in the global shipbuilding industry. During this period, South Korea dominated the global shipbuilding market with advanced steel and welding technology, achieving a 20-year technological monopoly. During this period, almost no country could effectively break through their technological barriers and shake their leading position. But as the shipbuilding industry developed better and better, many countries began to realize the important value of the shipbuilding industry, and China was one of them. But when China joined the shipbuilding industry, everything changed dramatically. China's shipbuilding industry started around 1949, when it was far behind other shipbuilding powers such as South Korea and Japan. Initially, China could only rely on salvaging sunken ships, building civilian ships, and relying on technical assistance from the former Soviet Union to gradually lay the foundation for modern shipbuilding. Under the external technological blockade, China did not establish a complete shipbuilding industry system until 1978. But at that time, some Japanese experts commented that China's shipbuilding level is at least 25 years behind the world, and no one will buy Chinese-made garbage ships. Faced with the ridicule of Japan and South Korea, China did not give up or be frustrated, but continued to promote its own technological progress and development. It was not until 1995 that China's shipbuilding output surpassed Germany, which was not bad, for the first time. However, compared with South Korea and Japan, two shipbuilding powers, China's shipbuilding output can only rank third. Because South Korea and Japan can build LNG ships specifically for natural gas transportation due to its special role, it became the most popular ship at the time. At the same time, South Korea and Japan imposed a technical blockade on the core technologies in this field, and China had not yet mastered these technologies, resulting in them not being able to build an LNG ship that people could look at. It was not until 2008 that China successfully built its first LNG ship, which officially broke the blockade of South Korea, Japan, and other countries in this field. As far as I know, the development of China's shipbuilding industry reached a new high in 2008. That year, China's shipbuilding completion volume reached 30 million deadweight tons, accounting for 30.7% of the global market, while Japan and South Korea accounted for 27.5% and 33.6% respectively. What is more striking is that China's total new orders that year reached 60.55 million tons, accounting for 38.3% of the global market, far exceeding Japan's 11.5% and close to South Korea's 44.1%. This data shows that in 2008, China's shipbuilding industry has surpassed Japan in all three major global indicators, second only to South Korea, and has become an important force in the global shipbuilding industry. Entering 2009, China's performance was even more outstanding. The number of new ship orders exceeded South Korea for the first time, ranking first in the world, and established a new pattern of China, South Korea and Japan standing on the same footing. But what's interesting now is that South Korean companies have also placed orders for 22 large transport ships from China. What is going on? In December 2023, South Korean companies made an unexpected decision. At the China International Maritime Exhibition, they chose to place orders to China to build ships instead of cooperating with their own shipyards, a move that shocked many industry observers. Specifically, South Korea's Hyundai Glovis signed a cooperation agreement with China's Guangzhou Shipyard International to order 12 car carriers with a contract value of approximately $1.5 billion, and the ships are expected to be delivered between 2026 and 2027. The type of ship ordered by South Korea this time is 10,800 car LNG dual-fuel powered PCTC, which uses the latest LNG dual-fuel technology. This technology meets Hyundai Glovis's strict requirements for high efficiency and environmental protection standards. Even more surprising is that although the previous orders have not yet been completed and delivered, the South Korean company has placed 2 new shipbuilding orders with Chinese shipyards in 2024. The 2 orders involve a total of 10 car carriers with a total value of approximately $1.2 billion, and the ships are expected to be delivered before 2029. This series of decisions has attracted widespread attention and shock internationally because they know that South Korea was once the world's strongest shipbuilding country, with technology and strength no worse than China's, and even before China was a follower they looked down upon. So why does South Korea need to order large transport ships from China now? In fact, the shipbuilding industry was once one of the important pillars of the Korean economy, especially in 2018, when South Korea accounted for 90% of the world's large tanker orders, almost monopolizing the market. But since 2018, the Korean shipbuilding industry has fallen into an unprecedented crisis, with a sharp drop in orders, heavy losses, frequent layoffs, and even facing the risk of bankruptcy and restructuring. Since iron ore is a key raw material for steel plates needed to build ships, its price increase has directly compressed the profit margins of shipyards. This cost increase has triggered conflicts within the supply chain. In particular, some Korean steel manufacturers, who once supported the shipbuilding industry at preferential prices, feel that they have made concessions for many years. As global iron ore prices continue to rise, if steel mills keep prices unchanged in order to continue to subsidize the shipbuilding industry, they will face the risk of losing their employees. This is unacceptable for steel mills. As a result, shipyards began to experience a large loss of personnel, which further exacerbated the challenges of the Korean shipbuilding industry. According to 2018 data, the number of employees in the Korean shipbuilding industry reached about 230,000 at the peak of the industry, but now this number has dropped to about 85,000. The reduction in human resources has caused many orders to be unable to be completed on time, resulting in a serious backlog of orders. This situation has forced countries around the world to reconsider whether to continue to cooperate with Korean shipyards. By 2023, the landscape of the global shipbuilding industry has undergone eye-catching changes. Among them is the significant decline of South Korea's shipbuilding industry, but the rapid expansion of China's shipbuilding industry. Data show that global new shipbuilding orders in 2023 will reach 41.49 million CGT, of which Korean shipbuilding companies will undertake 10.01 million CGT, accounting for 24% of the global total, while Chinese shipbuilding companies will receive orders as high as 24.46 million CGT, accounting for 24% of the global total. The ratio is as high as 59%. In the past 3 years, Chinese shipbuilding companies have ranked first in the world in terms of order volume. And data from the first 5 months of 2024 show that a total of 40 new ship orders for LNG-powered ships have been completed globally, of which China has exclusively taken 35 ships, while South Korea and Germany have only undertaken 3 and 2 ships respectively. This data fully proves that China's shipbuilding industry has changed from a laggard to a leader and has become a true super shipbuilding country. Compared with South Korea, We also find that China's shipbuilding industry has advantages in many aspects. China currently has the largest labor market in the world, which gives them an unparalleled advantage in cost control. In contrast, South Korea faces the challenge of labor shortage. In addition, China has formed a complete and efficient production chain from raw material procurement, manufacturing to final product delivery. Now, many Chinese shipbuilding companies can also launch new ships that meet various customer needs, such as bulk carriers, oil tankers, container ships, and gas carriers. These diverse ships have also formed a competitive advantage over South Korea. In fact, China's shipbuilding advantages have been recognized and favored by customers around the world. For example, Germany ordered a series of new Panamax ships from China this year, breaking its nearly decade-long history of placing orders only with South Korea and Japan. Qatar, located in the Middle East, has also decided to establish in-depth cooperative relations with Chinese shipping companies this year, indicating that it may gradually reduce cooperation with South Korea in the future. This is enough to show that China's shipbuilding industry is becoming more and more powerful and has been welcomed by other countries. In this context, it is also a wise choice for Korean companies to choose to cooperate with China. Some professionals currently analyze that China may dominate the world's shipbuilding industry in 2024. This prediction is based on China's rapid development in the shipbuilding industry and the continuous optimization of production management. China can achieve the advantage of low-cost production through efficient and reasonable staffing and a huge resource market, making Chinese-made ships more competitive in price. At the same time, the Chinese government's strong support and friendly policies have also created a development environment with less obstacles for the shipbuilding industry and attracted more international partners. In contrast, although South Korea has historically held a leadership position in the shipbuilding industry, in this new global competitive landscape, South Korea is facing challenges led by China. So, what do you think of the transition between South Korea and China? To not miss out on our future projects and news updates, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. We will continue to provide you with more exciting and interesting content.